It's a confronting gospel in a way today. We have this lady welcoming Jesus into her house, and she's sitting there listening quietly to Jesus, and Martha is wondering who's going to get afternoon tea. And so she's busy trying to get all the stuff together to welcome Jesus, and Mary's quietly sitting there chatting, not even offering to give a hand. And so it is confronting in a way. To finish up, Martha burst out and said, "Lord, tell her to give me a hand," not just sitting there listening. And so it confronts us with this connection and sometimes the tension between doing things and just being in the presence of God. And in actual fact, they're things that come together, really. We need both of those in our life. We need the quiet time to listen carefully when all the other noise and distractions and needs and all the things like Martha, we want to shut them out for a moment and just listen to God and try and be at peace and see where He's leading me. And that's our prayer. And we need to take that time and to put aside the other things. They're urgent, they're necessary, true, but they're not the only things. And sometimes, he said, acting out in life. During my life as a priest, I was present with lots of people who were involved in fly in and fly out. And there are, in our own diocese, there's still lots of people doing that. And it's one of those tensions in their lives because they don't really want to be away from home. They don't want to be in camps. They want to be with their family. And yet, if they're to support their family and give their family the things they need, they think, well, I've got to do this. And I was talking to one of those fathers recently, and it's really stayed with me. He was just saying that he's getting tired of it. He said, "Bishop, you know, the other day I was home, I was looking forward to my, I think, 5 days off, and included a weekend. And he said, I sat my little daughter on my knee and said to her, and tomorrow morning, Daddy's going to be able to take you off to school." And he said, as quick as a flash, my little daughter looked up and said, "No, Daddy, Mrs. Smith picks me up at 8:15. And he said, I didn't say anything, but I just felt like a fifth wheel on a car. I wasn't needed. And you can see that tension between kind of trying to be present to his family, be loving, listening, helping, and then the need to support them takes him sometimes thousands of kilometres away. So it happens, it really does happen in our life, trying to get this balance between intimacy, if you like, and all the other distractions. And it comes back, Mary, Jesus said, Mary's chosen the better part. She's been listening to what I've got to say. And that's precious. And maybe we can do without the cup of tea. Maybe we don't have to have hot scones. Because I'm trying to tell Mary something. And that happens in families as well. And I felt really sad the other day. I just was went in to get a coffee, and I was just sitting there having the coffee, and I saw a man and his son come in, and the son would have been about, I'm guessing, 12 or 13. And I just thought to myself, what a lovely thing, you know, Dad and this young fella coming in for a meal. And they served the meal and when ordered the meal, and as soon as they sat down, Dad took out the phone, and there was pretty much absolutely no communication because Dad was on the phone literally pretty much the whole meal. And I was just thinking, this may be a precious moment to listen to your young boy. Maybe he was thinking, oh, we're going to have lunch together. This will be my opportunity to ask Dad, or to tell Dad, or to whatever Dad. And Dad was on the phone the whole time, because he was doing the urgent stuff that Martha was doing. And really the important stuff might have been doing what Mary was doing. Put the phone in your pocket and listen and talk with your son. This moment may never, ever come again. So it does have real practical value, this gospel, I think, for the way we live. And so in our prayer life, we might, as we particularly here, where we have the opportunity to visit the Blessed Sacrament so often, even in the middle of our workday, to just wander in, spend a moment of that serene time that Mary was having, just listening to Jesus away from the distractions, and to listen carefully. And we need a bit of silence to listen carefully, to be free of the phone and free of the telly and free of the social, free of all of that stuff, to just listen carefully to what Jesus is saying. So today we thank God for this confronting gospel, and we ask that we might find the balance between doing the things we need to do, but listening carefully to God to see what those things should be.